What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 8th day of August today, and here we are at about 1.4 cents with 22 hours and 57 minutes left in the day. We had a little bit of a move up yesterday, but just a little bit, 2% to the upside. Nothing worth really getting too excited over. If we're looking at the 1 hour time frame here, just jumping right into it, we got about 56 minutes, 50 seconds left in this 1 hour time frame. Just started a new 1 hour. We are in a bullish posturing here, I would say, right? Moving up like this, then having a little bit of a consolidation phase like this. I almost want to say that we'd move higher, but the fact that we've kind of brought this higher low area here that we're shaving makes me think we could go lower too. Let's look at the indicators. Right? It's like effectively you're shaving an area of support. You're also shaving this prior area of resistance that should be support. You're not supporting, right? The support, I mean, it is supporting right now, but you're not bouncing. It's actually, you're getting weaker and weaker results the longer that you stay here, which that's not a good thing, actually. Looking at the 1 hour indicators, the RSI has gotten overbought, and we have rejected it effectively, getting into it and out of it rather immediately. We do have higher lows here and higher highs here. We are in a nice little uptrend. But the thing is here, you know, with this higher low scenario that we've got going on, when you found support here, you went up. When you found support here, you went up. You got a higher high. When you found support here, you went up. You got a higher high. When you found support here, you didn't go up. Here, you didn't go up. Here, you're just chilling. You're kind of doing something different. Different behavior might beget different results, right? That's what I like to say. That's kind of how it works most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. Might this be where we break our uptrend? Typically, you look for bearish divergence to break the uptrend, but hey, we can break it now. Come down to the 40, bounce there, come down to the oversold zone or into the oversold zone, bounce there, and start moving up. I do, at this point in time, looking at the RSI, I would assume that we continue moving down a little bit. Stochastics look bearish, look like they want to go down. Overall, you do have this higher low kind of dynamic, which is nice to see. And you're right at that area where you'd expect to bounce, but maybe you come down just a little, just a hair more, and then you move up. The MACD is also crossed to the downside with some bearish momentum building. It might make sense that you come down, you guys, right? You do have higher highs in the oscillators, higher highs in the price too. I'm not too swayed by this. I would think that we go lower. Let's look at the relative high to relative low retracement here. Let me get the high on there. High to low. Golden ratio rejection. Oh my goodness. This is kind of good. Golden ratio to the 382.5. This is kind of productive. I'll say this. How about this? Okay, I'm sticking with the downside, but if you do not cross below 1.4 cents, if you don't close a 1 hour time frame below 1.4 cents, then you're saved. If you close below 1.4 cents, we're probably going lower, and we're probably even going below this low at 1.35 cents. And how low are we going to go? I don't know. I'm thinking 1.3 to 1.2 cents personally if we do go down there. But we've had opportunities to move up. We've taken it. Really what we have here too, just looking at it now, I can't believe I didn't see this initially. We have a W pattern, right? And at this point in time, I'd say it's a failed W pattern, right? We've seen that before, and that does have bearish implications. So looking at this on the 4 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame here. 1.4 cents, 2 hours, 53 minutes left in this 4 hour. If we're looking at it, I do like the MACD. Overall, it's in a bearish posturing, right? Being below the zero like this, being beaten down, but you do have higher lows and a flat top. I think it's got a bullish setup right now. Okay, it's in a rather actually bullish posturing, I would even say. I do like the MACD, but that doesn't mean that it has to happen right now. We can still dilly-dally. Hell, we could even come down a little bit and then come up. So I do like it. I think it's set up, but maybe not today. Maybe today's not the day to move up. Stochastics look like they're rejecting the overbought zone, come down, right? Indicating, you know, it's Friday today, so maybe between today and, you know, going over the weekend, we consolidate a little bit more. The RSI also finding resistance at the same area that it's been finding resistance at. Come down, find another higher low. We can form this kind of ascending triangle in the RSI as well. So nothing too crazy with that low. With the amount of leeway that we have on those indicators, I could see us seeing a lower low, but I really don't think it'll be too much lower, right? We're not going to see a move like this. I would think it's going to be another lower low, not really a fake out, but just a genuine lower low down maybe to 1.3 cents, and we find support there and move up. I like 1.3 cents. I forget why I like 1.3 to 1.2 cents, but let's see if we can find it out, right? From a low to a high here, it's right there at the golden ratio, so that's probably why, right? That is the kind of most significant pivot, the first pivot from this move down, so it actually makes a lot of sense that we go down to 1.31 cents, somewhere right there. What about on the daily time frame? Daily time frame. Oh, it's also the 886, I believe, low to high. Yeah, 1.3 cents. That's where we're going to go. 1.3 cents, we'll scoop it. Maybe even go a little bit lower, find a double bottom overall, and we'll be set up for an even deeper W pattern, hopefully. And when we do move up higher, it should take us, I think when I say it, I mean OnyxCoin, should take us to prices that are up at 2 cents, even above that. I'm anticipating that we will see prices that are all the way up at, inevitably 26 to 32 cents. I know it sounds crazy. Maybe it is crazy. Maybe we never get there. I don't think that's going to happen, man. I think that we will get there. But, if we're taking this, let's say I had a fresh look. I had no idea what OnyxCoin was. If I was taking this at face value from a high to a low, I mean, you're at 1.4 cents. You're at least going to 8.2. You're at least going to 15.7. The more analysis we do on this thing, the more that we come to realize that the realistic, I don't even want to say realistic, the most pessimistic outcome that we could come up with, and we've done very in-depth analysis on this, the most pessimistic outcome that we could come up with is an 11-cent target. And here we are at 1.4 cent now. Let's say that even beyond our most pessimistic outcome, we go to the true primary target of the fibs. That's a 5x, almost a 6x from here. Right? That's the minimum target on the fibs. The true minimum pessimistic target would be about a 7, almost an 8x. I don't think we're going to stop at either of those levels. I don't think we'll stop at 15 cents. I really do think that the actual target to consider at a minimum, again, based off our prior in-depth analyses that we've done on this chart, or on multiple charts actually, for OnyxCoin is 26 cents to 32 cents, and that would be about an 18x or more from here. We're anticipating that we're going to get a move effectively that mimics this move here. Maybe not in time, because that's a 2-week time frame that this move did, like a 21x, 20x. That was a 2-week time frame. Maybe it won't look like that, but between now and the end of September, I would think that we get that. So same move as far as distance goes, different move as far as how long it takes to get there, but I think it's coming. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I had somebody ask me, they're like, I would give you a shout out if I remembered, if I wrote your name down. But they were asking me, they said that they sold their OnyxCoin and bought Cookie DAO instead. They feel like Cookie's a good play. What are my thoughts on that? And I said, I think it's a good play too. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's not what I've done. I definitely have a bigger bag of OnyxCoin. It's my biggest bag actually, than I do of Cookie. But I think Cookie's going to, I don't think you'd be upset with either of them, right? As far as which one's going to do better, Cookie DAO has a lower market cap. I think OnyxCoin has more going for it. Which one's going to do better? I could definitely see Cookie DAO outperforming OnyxCoin. I feel like OnyxCoin is a safer bet though, right? And that's why it's my biggest bag, personally. They're both safe bets though. I don't want to demean either of them. Saying that Cookie could outperform OnyxCoin. Well, OnyxCoin could outperform Cookie. Saying that XCN is safer than Cookie. Well, Cookie's a pretty safe bet too. You're not. That's why I think that the best way to answer that question is yes. Go for it. I don't think you should sell out for just one of them. I think you should have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Do whatever you want with your money. But yeah, I don't. If you wanted to sell all your Cookie and put it into XCN, cool. You want to sell all your XCN, put it into Cookie, cool. In fact, right now, if we're looking at Cookie, I'm pretty sure Cookie's dropped more than XCN has over this whole drop here. If it will load, you see these little dots? Once those dots go away, it'll load. Oh, we're waiting for it. This page is slowing down. Okay, here we go. Clicking on this here. I'm just going to take since July 14th, right? The last less than a month, we've dropped 44%. And I think OnyxCoin from its high in that same area, right, July 14th right here, has dropped 30%. So not that this is necessarily the same question, but if it came to which one would I rather buy right now, I'd probably rather buy Cookie. That doesn't mean I'd rather sell my XCN for Cookie. I just, it's at a cheaper price. It's at a cheaper price. well, technically it's at a higher price, 15 cents versus 1 cent, but it's at a cheaper price relative to where it's been, and it's also got a a much lower market cap. But I don't know. Not trying to take attention away from OnyxCoin, just sharing my genuine thoughts there. But it's never a bad idea to buy some more OnyxCoin, and I'm actually thinking about buying some more. It depends. Depends on a couple of things. But if we do go below this low, I'm absolutely buying more. I'm going to set up some buy orders tonight, actually, at 1.3 cents. I'm going to go a little bit above there. Let's go like 1.32 cents, just a little bit above there, because I want to front run it. I'd rather get in and sit through a little bit of a loss than try to time the low exactly. Like some people, they don't feel accomplished unless they're buying right here. I could buy right up here, and I feel good about it. You know what I mean? Because overall, whenever we move up, you bought here? You bought in this area? Yeah, dude, I did. You know what I mean? It's not a big deal. And I'd rather get in than miss the boat. But that's just my style. Anyways, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.